Welcome into the CHGO Bears Podcast. Happy Monday, Bears fans. Welcome in. Adam Hoge, Mark Carman, Nicholas Moreano with you. It is mini camp week. It is mandatory. You will be fined, Carm, if you do not show up.
I'm going to be there, buddy. Don't have to worry about me.
I'm actually the one who's going to miss one of the days.
Yeah, you officially get a fine on Thursday. Nick and I will be there to carry the mail.
Well, it'll be my 10th wedding anniversary. Trust me, the fine for my wife would be
a lot more.
larger.
It would be a lot more.
Where are you going?
I don't want to tell people that.
Perfect. Let's move on.
Can I talk to your beautiful wife? I mean, the show's at 1, done at 2. You guys can go celebrate in the afternoon. What's the big deal? We need you. We are more important than your family. Chat, what do you think? Hoge's family, me and Nick. Hoge's family, me and Nick. CHGO, Hoge's family.
I've known you longer than two members of my immediate family.
Exactly right. I'd say 3 members.
No.
Both of your children and your wife.
No, I was already dating my wife when
You were?
I met. Yes.
Really?
1,000%.
2008?
Yes, Carm. We met at Wisconsin.
I knew that, but
Yeah.
you were so early in Wisconsin.
It took you 5 years to get engaged.
Dude was
and
so
married.
ahead of the curve. He'd already done everything you could do in Wisconsin like the day he walked in the door. He was such an advanced Hoge. do you know how to edit this, edit that, do this, do that?
Yeah,
yes, idiot. I know how to do all that. Oh, good.
I'll teach you.
Carm's like, I learned yesterday.
I actually, yeah. Anyway, okay. Congratulations. Okay.
Take a back seat here.
Welcome in. We are ready to go. We will have practices covered for you the next 3 days from Hallis Hall. Mandatory mini camp going on. And but today we're in studio, setting it all up. Thought we'd talk about some breakout candidates for the Chicago Bears.
Freaking great topic idea. I don't know who came up with that. Wow, that guy's talented.
Braggs?
Nice. He wanted us to do like mini Bears for mini camp.
That was kind of funny, though.
That was Braggs' big idea of the week.
I thought it was solid.
Shrink the players.
Just shrink the players, make them minis. And then we could talk about it for an hour to all of you
Great
Miniature
idea.
Bears.
about the mini Bears.
Yeah.
Rise and shine, mini Bears.
Did you guys have a good weekend?
I did. I love my top 5 breakout candidates for the record.
Okay.
I'm very excited about them.
I went to my 10-year high school reunion
Oh,
on Saturday.
Goodness.
I know. Like I saw some old football teammates, and some look the same, some don't. But 10 years has gone by so quickly, and yet it felt like forever ago. So.
my 20th is next year. Carm's 50th is next week.
Easy. Don't say that number. It's freaking me out. 2 months away, baby. What's today? The 12th? Yep. No, less than 2 months away.
We're
Cruising on the back 9 over here. You guys can, you front niners, just continue to enjoy.
Yeah, but just imagine if you end the back 9 with a moment like the golf yesterday. Then you just... Now we're getting really deep here.
No, sure, great. That'd be amazing if I got tackled by one of my
No, I'm not saying Adam Hadwin.
So you're saying I'm the golfer that
You're
won
the
back?
golfer that hits a 72-yard putt.
72 foot yard would be a really long putt.
Yeah, I did. Sorry. Nick Taylor, Canadian, 72-foot putt, walk-off eagle in the 4th playoff hole while it's raining.
Sounds like
in his home country.
I don't want to be the guy on the podcast that hates golf, but I'm going to be the guy on the podcast that hates golf. What a terrible sport. I wasn't watching.
Okay, tennis guy.
That's right.
I know you're a tennis guy. Like,
That's
come on.
right. That's right. I woke up yesterday morning and watched an amazing match. I had a great start to my day, and then I went out and played a real sport where you sweat and stuff, and didn't act like a. No, I enjoy golf once in a while. I've golfed with you. It was lovely.
Last time you ever played golf with me after that comment.
Golf, America's sport. That's not true.
Yeah, it's not true.
Golf.
It's a world sport.
Okay, I just that was cool. I saw the highlight. Dude went to celebrate his friend, brought out the champagne bottle. Security thought they were doing their job. Apparently, the dude that was doing the champagne spraying, his wife is now like absolutely like loving watching all the videos of her husband getting tackled.
Yeah, first of all, the guy who tackled him should be at Bears minicamp tomorrow.
Yeah, it was great for him.
I mean, came around the edge, great
Stunt.
bend.
Could be one of my breakout
flipped
candidates.
around, form tackle. I mean, took him right to the ground. Adam Hadwin.
That
They
was
had
good.
no idea he was just another golfer out there
I mean,
celebrating.
I got to be honest. It's probably not hard to tackle a golfer.
All right.
This is also very
Fair enough.
true.
That's why I
Yeah,
didn't
no.
put him on the 53-man roster. I just invite him to minicamp tomorrow. Let him try out.
See if we
How
can
many-
continue that? Yeah.
Are we shocked that that event happened in Canada and not like in Texas? I feel like the security in Canada would be nicer than form tackling a guy for champagne.
Yeah.
celebrations.
Well, that was his wife's tweet, which was pretty funny. It was like, in true Canadian form, he apologized for getting tackled.
Yeah, that was good.
He
Yeah.
was.
Yeah,
That's funny.
That was well done.
Celebrate your friends. That's the message that I'm getting.
It
from
was
this.
really cool if you're
Yeah.
watching live, and I really enjoyed it. We are going to talk about breakout players today for the Chicago Bears, players that are primed to have a breakout year. I'm going to kick this off with you, Nick. Why don't you give us your first breakout player?
So I already talked about one of these players, did a short video for the CHGO YouTube, TikTok, but Kyler Gordon is one of my breakout candidates for the 2023 season.
I like it.
He a guy that I think is more familiar with what he's going to be asked to do. He talked about the RPMs, the revolutions per minute, kind of slowing down for him this season as he kind of got used to knowing exactly what he's being asked to do, that he's going to read his keys on defense, hopefully play a little closer to the line of scrimmage, being able to blitz a little bit more. I think just going in year one to year two, a guy like Kyler Gordon just coming into his own, in knowing his role, is primed to show why he was Ryan Poles' first ever draft pick as a Chicago Bears general manager. So kicking things off the secondary, Kyler Gordon, I think, is primed to have a great 2023 season. Hopefully we see more of the turnovers that he helped create against Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen. So he's going to have, I think, more opportunities this season. And again, just being more familiar, I think that's really huge for a young player like Kyler Gordon.
I like that call. It's a logical, solid play by Nick to kick off our breakout season. Would you like me to go second, or would you like to go second?
Well, I would just follow up real quick.
Yeah.
My only hesitation at all, and because it is logical that he should, going into year two, be a breakout candidate. My only concern is, do you guys view his stock right now as stock up or stock down, specifically when it relates to them limiting him right now to play the nickel?
Interesting question.
Because just to play devil's advocate, if everything was going well and they felt great about where he's at, I feel like he would still be playing both positions. Like they were trying to get him to do that. Now, don't confuse that with me criticizing what they're doing. I think this is the right thing. I think you've heard what Kyler had to say. You hear what the coaches have to say. They want to limit what he has to worry about. But you also hear the player say, I want to play outside still. So I'm just wondering, do you view that as like, is this a stock up or a stock down moment, specifically when it goes to Kyler Gordon going into year two?
I think that Kyler clearly is bummed about it, so he don't think he looks at his stock as down, but like opportunity down. But I don't. First of all, like, Alan Williams did not say that they wouldn't move him around some. Like, he left it at least the door slightly ajar for it. So, and I also think that the way that they're letting the Jalen Johnson part of this play out, and maybe there's nothing there, and maybe he's going to get a contract here before at least the season kicks off, maybe even before training camp. But at this point, he doesn't have it. So, at least in my mind, they're leaving it open that Kyler's going to step into that role at some point if he can continue to move forward. Like, they want to see more, and maybe he can get there. So I don't get a whole lot of stock up, stock down on that. I just think they're trying to figure out who they have and where they best fit, and that's their decision. I don't see it as a negative.
Yeah, for me, I think Matt Eberflus will also see like that nickel corner spot. He had a guy like Kenny Moore in that position, and how impactful he was for that Colts defense. And seeing, can Kyler Gordon be as impactful has the athletic ability to still make plays, but it has the versatility. If they need him to go outside to maybe match up on a bigger wide receiver, he can do that. So I think it's still a stock up. I think being more focused on one role will allow him to play even faster, but also slow down like his mental processing so he can make plays. So for me, I think it's still a stock up, and like Mark was saying, maybe throughout the season they'll still put him outside to match certain matchups. The NFL is about matchups, and if they think Kyler Gordon's a better matchup on the outside in a certain game, certain position, certain play, they'll probably do that. But I'm still going with the stock up here.
I'm most worried about his draft counterpart, Jaquan Brisker. I don't know if anybody has them in the stock up or breakout candidate, but listening to him talk last week and his process to get back on the field, that he had to sit in a dark room, and his season was greatly impacted by the concussion. Mm-hmm. That scares me a little bit. It just does. Like, are you play safety. You're going to be hitting people all the time. You've had a fairly significant head injury that knocked you out, and you had to do a pretty aggressive way to get back on the field. Fingers crossed. I'm a huge Jaquan Brisker fan. I don't doubt his talent for a second, but that injury has me a little bit scared about, worst case scenario of his future. So,
I think that's a fair point. On the other hand, like all things being healthy, I'm more bullish on Jaquan Brisker right now than I am Kyler Gordon.
If you told me both players were healthy for the rest of their career, I would agree with you.
I like his mentality. I liked how last week he talked about. I loved how he answered the question, what were you happy about last season?
Nothing.
Yeah.
You could tell he thought about it, though. He was like trying to come up with an answer, and then he was like, I wasn't happy. Don't like how I played. Didn't like that I was hurt. I want them to use me more. All of those things. And I think I think players that have that type of mentality with his type of talent, if he can stay healthy, he's poised to me for a breakout year. Again, if he can stay healthy. And let's just set the record straight here. Any of these scenarios are if healthy. No shit, it's football, right?
Yeah,
So, maybe in some cases where there's a bigger injury history, we'll factor that in a little bit more. But obviously, if any of these guys we talk about get hurt, that's going to derail their breakout season. Sure. But I like Jaquan Brisker. I think, and I do. It can be a tricky thing when a player is like sort of through the media being like, "Hey, coaches, use me more." But I thought he did so in a very like positive. He wasn't complaining. He was just like motivated, like use me. Let me go to the quarterback. Let me do everything. I feel like I can get my hands on the football. His tape, not only last year at times, but certainly in college, backs all that up. Yeah. So I do think if they use him in that way, Jaquan Brisker is set for a huge breakout season.
Just to qualify like what you're talking about as far as the injury part, I get it. Like, somebody going out there and tearing up their knee in week 1, you can't predict that. But the reason why I brought that up with Brisker is he has a history. Not a huge history, smaller history, but we've seen this happen with players before where they become more susceptible, and it just gets scary. So I fingers crossed that he doesn't run into any of that this year. But it just listening to him and what he had to go through last year, it scared me. Braggs, our official leader. You want to call Braggs our leader?
Leader of what?
What? No.
I think Braggs.
Lawrence's reaction.
Come on.
I think Braggs is kind of like
He's awesome, but he's not our leader.
He might be. He's edging towards leader. The guy's like, doing so many things nowadays.
I mean, he's lapped you, sure, but I don't know if he's our leader.
Fine. That's fine. My leader. How's that? Braggs, my leader. I follow behind him.
That makes sense.
He's pointing out in the chat that Tyreek Stevenson, are we going too far with him? Like, we're already slotting him in as one of the starting outside corners. I think that's a fair question, but I also feel like if it ain't him, then who the hell's it going to be?
Unless Kindle Vildor can hang on for a little bit longer, but
Vildor for life?
Vildor for a couple more months.
If you're Vildor, you got to be pissed, right?
Why?
I've been here. I've been doing this. You drafted this guy. Now he's already ahead of me.
It's called the NFL. Kindle Vildor. I actually have a lot of respect for him. I think he's
I liked
done
him
a
out of Georgia Southern.
really good job of, fighting to maintain his spot. But his play doesn't
Kindle
give
Vildor
him any right to be like, you drafted another corner.
Kindle Vildor had a phenomenal 5-game stretch last year. Very solid 5-game
Was
stretch.
that the 5-game winning streak you predicted?
You know,
Was that stretch?
You're getting Cappy ass scared. You're picking out like one comment. By the way, they were close in every single one of those games. I was right there.
It was very
I'm just telling you that if I'm Kindle Vildor, and I wish I was, I'd trade my life for Vildor's right now without knowing a whole lot about what Vildor does. Just make that deal.
All due respect to Kindle Vildor, his best spot on this roster, and I feel confident that the Bears front office agrees with me on this, is the number 3 corner. Outside, I'm talking outside corner. Guy who gives you versatility, first guy off the bench to help anywhere.
That's not how Kindle Vildor thinks. Vildor thinks he can be out there. And
I would hope so.
Sure,
Right.
Yeah.
He
So
has
I'm
to.
telling you, Kindle Vildor is a little perturbed by this Tyreek Stevens.
Well, hopefully
ready
he's
to compete.
motivated.
Yeah.
It's good competition.
Yes.
I mean, part of the problem is last year they didn't have enough competition to weed out some of these guys who shouldn't be starters.
And then Vildor was playing because he had, literally had to.
What are you talking? Don't. It's tea.
Tea.
Lawrence, he just touched my tea.
Yeah, I don't know. He's the leader.
Is that legal?
So.
Hoge leader is too low for Hoge. Hoge is like beachfront property mansion. That's what he is. Like Braggs leads us to the mansion.
Okay.
Like a
It's
chauffeur.
the mansion.
By the way, someone said I have beef with Braggs. I don't have beef with Braggs. I love Braggs. He's the best.
There's no beef. No
New name for Hoge.
This thing is
The
not the
mansion.
the mansion.
If Braggs wants to,
Braggs is the leader.
there's a lot being thrown out here right now. Braggs is leading you all to me?
Yes, that's correct.
That's
And
what your metaphor
yes,
is?
you're the mansion. Nick is like West Wing. And
The old TV show?
according to Lawrence, I'm like a servant.
West
which-
Wing. First of all, there's no way Nick's heard of the West Wing, the TV show.
I'm not talking about the TV show West
I know,
Wing.
but just him mentioning the TV show made me realize there's no chance that Nick even knows what that is.
Can I look it up?
No.
Also, I think Bragg should start a beef business called Bragg's Beef.
Not bad.
Yeah, I like
Now
the
we're on to
ring to
something.
it.
Yeah.
1999.
We build
yeah.
beef sandwiches brick by brick.
I knew this show had a lot of potential today.
Renewable says you're the court jester. Cram equals court jester.
Renewable, I'm with you, buddy. Whatever.
Don McLean.
Your loyalty is noted, and if you want to dub me the court jester, I'll take it.
Okay.
We're all part of a team here.
This metaphor is total garbage, Carm. Sorry, bro. Kari blasting game.
Come on, Kari.
Kari Blasting.
Kari and
my
I have-
breakout candidate. For
Kari,
this season.
Kari and I have just not been on eye. We have not been seeing eye to eye lately. It's all right. We'll get back. I feel you, Kari.
You have a breakout guy?
I've got 5 breakout guys.
Are you going to share them at any point in the show?
I was waiting to get teed up by the mansion, and now that the mansion is queuing up, I'm ready to go. Since Nick started on the defensive side of the ball, I will do the same. This man had 3 sacks last year, which was tied for second on the team with Justin Jones. He had 4 tackles for loss with Joe Thomas, Armon Watts, and Roquan Smith.
Thomas.
Tackles for loss, by the way, leader of the team last year. Anybody know? Off the top of their head without looking?
Sanborn?
Third. Sanborn was third.
Oh, okay.
Justin Jones.
Did you look at my notes? I feel
No,
like you might have
no,
peeked.
no.
Jones, Jones, Morrow, not a Bear anymore, and Jack Sanborn. So, tackles for loss were a thing. The Bears' defense was the worst defense in football last year by many measurements, including giving up points. This dude was 14th on the team in tackles with 31. Behind the whole secondary, he was behind. And I keep on hearing his name, and he's got more help around him. So I'm Trevis Gipson. You better be a breakout candidate this year because they need you. So I'm taking Gipson.
Okay, you know what? I want to stick with the defensive line here for
Sure.
another breakout candidate. And I'm a little hesitant on saying this because I thought ALLCITY Muhammad would actually do something for the Bears last season. He didn't. But I'm going with DeMarcus Walker as being a breakout candidate for the Bears defense. And I say that because when he was with Tennessee, this is a guy that played in all 17 games, only actually started in 6 games. So I think we're just going to see a lot more of DeMarcus Walker. And he does have position versatility, being able to play inside and out. And actually last season for the Titans, all of his sacks came when he was actually playing on the inside. So for the Bears, who obviously upgraded that position in the draft, you could still have a nice rotation of DeMarcus Walker, whether that's playing maybe at the 3 or playing outside in the edge. And this is a guy that I think still, I think there's more, his best football still ahead of him. And in this scheme, I think what you're supposed to see is they maximize players that show a lot of effort, and you can get a lot out of them. DeMarcus Walker, so far, he's shown just how he kind of carries himself, that he is a full effort type of player. So if this scheme's supposed to get the most out of those types of guys, then we should see DeMarcus Walker have a quote-unquote breakout season and actually be a contributor for this Bears defense.
Love that call by Nick.
Yeah, I like it to a point. I mean, the obvious follow-up, if somebody's maybe watching or listening, is be like, well, how are we defining breakout, right? Like, I think it depends on the player. Mm-hmm. So, like, for me, if Walker can just solidify, a starting spot on the D-line, and I'm not saying, go to a Akeem Hicks level of, breakout.
Dominance,
that was a true breakout. That was, Akeem Hicks was younger when he signed with the Bears. But, to me, that's true breakout. When other teams couldn't find the right fit, then ended up with the Bears and then totally broke out, got a bigger contract. That would be ideal scenario, right, for even a guy like Justin Jones who's been here for a year, right?
I mean, DeMarcus Walker had a breakout season last year.
Yeah,
it was.
he did.
Mm-hmm.
So
Limited playing
Nick's
time,
going back to back. Breakout double.
Yeah, he would
Breakout
have to
double.
take it to the next level, honestly.
Yeah, more tackles, start more games, and had the 7 sacks. Don't know about double digits, but
Which is why, I just think I'm making safer plays than Nick right now.
Well, don't go to your next guy yet if you're
okay.
about to.
Yeah.
First, we got to make sure everyone knows about our Father's Day sale going on right now with our merch. Big fail by us. Should have mentioned this right off the top of the show. Want to make sure everyone knows you can right now buy one, get one, half off. And if you get the order in today, this sale goes till the 18th. So you still got some time to take advantage of the sale. But if you want to guarantee Father's Day delivery, if you're ordering something for your father, maybe your wife's buying something for you, maybe you're just buying something for yourself, which is cool. Mm-hmm. If you want to get that by Father's Day, you got to get those orders in today, okay? So the sale's still running until the 18th, but if you want to guarantee Father's Day delivery, get those orders in today. CHGOLocker.com. All CHGO shirts right now, you buy one, you get the second one half off. It's a great deal. That's going on right now in the CHGO locker. And another great way to get fitted out on the best sports gear around is to also check out FOCO. They have hoodies, shoes, signs, bobbleheads, everything in between. It's not just gear to wear. They got all kinds of stuff they've given us here on the set that you see pop up throughout the year. And right now it's spring. It's almost summer. Today feels like fall. So I don't even know what season it is anymore right now in Chicago.
wearing pants.
Chicago.
It's Chicago.
Every season.
It's every season all the time. But it is baseball season. We know that. So anything you need to get fitted out for a baseball game, Aloha shirts, straw hats, polos, bags, FOCO has everything you need for a game. And again, some of the awesome pieces on our set have been donated by FOCO, so you can go find those things. One thing I bought from FOCO was they have the little stadiums you can build with the tiny they're like Legos. They're not Legos, but they're like those tiny pieces that build
Building blocks.
Yeah, whatever you want. But they're smaller. But anyway, they create these awesome. My son's been working on it, and it creates you could build a stadium. So they got all kinds of stuff there at FOCO. Check out FOCO.com. Click the link in the description below on YouTube for all non-presale items. Use the promo code CHGO, and you'll get 10% off.
You got to go check out
wait,
FOCO.
real quick.
Yep.
What stadium? Is it Camp Randall? Is it?
Yeah, we're doing a Camp Randall.
That's what I thought. That's
yeah.
my first guess. Yeah.
Doing a Camp Randall situation.
There you go.
Yeah, I like Kinnick.
Okay, go ahead, Nick.
Go check out FOCO, and then, of course, you have to check out Shady Rays. Take on the sun with gear built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered for the warm weather ahead with premium polarized shades at an affordable price. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company that offers a world-class product that's just as good as any expensive pair we've worn here at CHGO. Durable framed and extremely clear optics for outdoor adventures. I have my Shady Rays here on set. They're always in my car. Know I'm going to be perfectly situated for whatever the weather is outside. And what's awesome is if you lose or break your pair, even on day one, they told us they'll send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Wear Shady Rays with confidence because they have your back long after your purchase. And exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is going to give you the best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com and use the code CHGO for 50% off 2 or more polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. The shades are rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people.
All right. Next breakout candidate.
So, me.
Go for
Do it,
it.
Mark.
Me? Oh, you're just letting us live the dream here. Well, look, I'm leaning on the defense. I'll go back-to-back defense here. And this guy started out phenomenal for 5 seconds last year. It's a 5-seconder when he ripped Trey Lance to the ground.
5 seconds.
And I was like, this dude, come on, baby. Come on, Dominique Robinson. And this is my boldest pick right now, but I'm giving him love because I do think there is some level of elite talent that is inside of Dominique Robinson that just needed this offseason. He's training with Robert Mathis of the Colts, and look, I mean, the guy, he had 30 tackles last year. He had 1.5 sacks. It ain't going to be a lot for him to make a major step forward. There's a lot more help around him. So come on, Dom Rob. We need you just like we need everybody, DeMarcus Walker and Trevis Gipson, I name. So, but I do think the talent is there, and there's more around, and so I am going to think that's going to be a little bit easier for Dom Rob this year from everything he learned, plus who he's going up against, and I'm going to make a bet on Dominique Robinson having a big time second season.
Doug in the comments agrees with you. Breakout
He was
player of the year.
right there. He hit that right before you started your comments, so we'll go to Doug.
I mean, this is part, logic and part wanting and part hope.
Someone on the D-line needs to step up.
Can I give you another guy? Part logic, part wanting, part hope.
Yeah.
My breakout player.
Yeah.
Justin Fields.
He's on my list, baby.
Yep.
He's on the list.
I mean, number one candidate, Justin Fields, has to be, better be, by the way. But, if not now, when? It's got to happen now, and I think all signs are pointing to it happening now. Very excited about what I've seen so far in OTAs, which you never want to put too much stock in, but as we've said so many times on the show over the last few weeks, how many OTAs have we covered where the opposite is true, where the quarterback is struggling, where they're not hitting on 7-on-7? Is it perfect? No. But Justin Fields looks better. He looks more comfortable to me. He's got way more weapons around him. He's got better protection in front of him. The running game really should stay at the same level. So I think all the ingredients are right there for Justin Fields to really take off. And I mean that. Like, take off. Like, not just be better, but actually become a superstar in the National Football League. And I don't think he's honestly that far away already. Someone asked a question a couple weeks ago. Do we think Justin Fields is going to be in the top 100 and the NFL's top 100 that gets voted on by the players? I think he will be. Because I think that respect internally in the league amongst the players is already at a way higher level than it even is in the media, even locally here in Chicago. I think when you talk to especially defensive players that have to go against him, they'll tell you already how tough he is to play against, to scheme against. And all he needs to do is really start hitting 45 more layups throughout a game, be slightly more accurate, get that completion percentage just a little bit higher, and all those yards predictions that we've talked about endlessly. Like, it's just going to come. You have DJ Moore out there now. You didn't have anywhere in the stratosphere of DJ Moore last season.
You know, another thing, Adam, that needs to, come with the production, like the number I look at, the 55 sacks that Justin Fields took last season, in a breakout year, that needs to come down too, because he's a part of that. I know the offensive line wasn't as stable. It wasn't consistent all last year, but this processing that he's been working on to get the ball out quicker, that's also going to equate to him taking less sacks because he's not holding on to the football more. So we're seeing all this correlate. The conviction he has in his throws, his ability to process, the playmaking ability. Yeah, he is, honestly, he was probably number one in all of our lists for breakout. But he needs to show that because I think he finally has all the right pieces to at least show what he's capable of.
When you look at the numbers from last year, I mean, it's painful. The Bears averaged throwing the football 130 yards a game.
Yeah.
130. I mean, that is the bottom by, like, you can't even see Atlanta, who is 31st at 158. And you certainly can't see the top, which is the Chiefs at 297. I mean, that is so unbelievably jarring. Now, the Bears, if you look at overall yards, they're sixth from the bottom, which it's because they were able to run the football so well. 5 from the bottom, excuse me. They were ahead of the Panthers, the Titans, the Texans, and the Rams. And then, when we were going through our, kind of running through this earlier, I mean, the Bears, when you take when you go back in history, the last team to throw for that little yards, you got to go all the way back to Jacksonville and the Blaine Gabbert era.
Oh God.
I mean,
terrible era.
50% completion rate. We're going all the way back to 2011. So, I mean, it was jarringly bad. So, and I'm sitting there, just computing this morning, I'm saying that Justin Fields is going to be a top half quarterback in the NFL this year. I'm saying that we all have him as a breakout candidate. But if you look at they have it will be the breakout of breakouts. If it happens, if he gets to where everybody thinks he's going to go, because it's going to be even to get to 200 yards a game, 130 to 200, that is over 50% better than what he did last year, just to get to 200. And I think he will. But Vegas doesn't think they will. They're betting his number down.
I don't know what to make of all that. I mean, they'll probably throw the ball a little bit more. I mean, I'm on record of already saying I don't think that there's going to be a drastic shift in philosophy, but I do think that there's going to be moments where they go for those explosive plays. And the reality is big quarterback numbers. Like if a quarterback throws for 350 yards even in a game, a lot of that's coming off of 3 or 4 explosives, right? Like big chunk plays. And I think that's where if you can convert a couple of these 25, 30-yard runs that Justin rips off into 25, 30-yard passes to DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, that you're going to just subtly see that shift from the 1,100 rushing yards, and hopefully that becomes more like 700, and then there's just an automatic boost in the passing. I mean, I think that's the overall goal there. I just don't see, with all these weapons, and I don't see how the passing yards are going to come. They're not going to be that. They're just not going to be anywhere near that low this season. They can't be.
They cannot be. They absolutely can't be, or else we have a major problem.
Yeah, it would take a doomsday scenario, honestly.
But what would that do? To me, the only doomsday scenario that leads to that would be just everybody gets hurt.
Fields, yeah.
Because if Justin Fields and DJ Moore are on the field, just let alone those two, for 17
connect.
games, they're going to get yards.
I agree. I'm just, if we're trying to be moderately realistic to what's happened in the past, he's got to go out there and prove it. Period. End of story. How many games has he thrown over 300 yards in his career?
In the NFL, none. I don't think he's had a 300-yard passing game.
I should know that.
Didn't he have one against the Vikings or something? Was that one?
I don't
I don't know. I don't ask questions out loud that I already know the answer to.
There is a reason why I don't like Hoge. And now there are multiple reasons.
Career, I got it. Let's see.
He didn't. 291 is his top, unless he did it last year, which I don't think he did. He's had 291, 291 against Pittsburgh, which was a phenomenal performance, especially in the fourth quarter.
254 against Green Bay after coming off of injury last season.
He had 285 against the Vikings last game of his rookie season. Hey, Nagy, where are you today, buddy? His top 2 games are with you, just so you know.
Wow.
I'll give that to Nagy.
How many did he have against Cleveland?
That was not a good game.
Hey, Nagy, his worst game came with you, too.
Take that, Nagy.
You bum.
One of the worst games
Ever.
ever watched a quarterback have.
68.
Yeah.
With a
68.
net with a net of 1. But
All right. Well, I tried to pump everyone up on this Monday with Justin Fields, and then Carm just brought everybody back down. So, I don't know what to tell you.
hey, I got him as my breakout candidate, brother. But I just
Well, you did a terrible job of arguing it then.
Yeah, that was awful. You just made it all negative.
I'm making the same argument with Fields that I'm making with Gipson and Dominique. It can't.
You're basically bringing the bar lower.
It can't be any worse than it has been. It can't.
No, literally can't.
They have to come up. It must. You must break out.
To me, that's not what we're doing here. That's not breakout candidate. That's
and I'll give you
that's just balancing out math, essentially.
Yes.
I'm saying Justin Fields, superstar to the moon.
Okay. Well, then you need to calm down. But I hope you're right. I hope you're right, buddy.
Okay.
I mean, and maybe he will be. Maybe he will be. He's got all the cute weapons around him now. I mean, that's where I'm going next for my breakouts, by the way. I don't know where you guys are going. But if you're putting up those numbers, then somebody's got to have a breakout year. Chase Claypool, Darnell Mooney, those are my other 2.
Okay.
You with me on that?
Well, those are 2 very different scenarios. Please explain.
I didn't put either one of those guys as mine, but I want to hear your reasoning there, Mark.
Again, Darnell Mooney, I am banking on health, but Darnell Mooney was horrible last year. After having a great year 2 in the league. So I believe in Darnell Mooney. I don't believe in Darnell Mooney as a number 1 wide receiver. He's not that anymore. All my candidates are based on the fact that they've got a lot more help around him. When Darnell Mooney in 2021 had some help around him, he had 1,055 yards. Last year he got hurt, played in 12 games, had nothing around him. Focus of the defense on him, had 493. I expect him to now. He's not getting. We got to sling the ball a little bit for him to get the numbers back up. But I expect him to at least have 50% more yards this year. 750. Let's go, Darnell Mooney. Come on, buddy. Get that ankle healthy. Let's get out there. And he's also got that Tyler Scott guy pushing what? What?
So 750's breakout year? He had 1,100 yards 2 years ago.
It's
a breakout from where he was last year.
The DJ Moore effect, how much does he take away from Mooney's
He's never had more than 4 touchdowns.
So maybe it could be a breakout in terms of touchdowns.
We should rebrand this whole show to Carm's list of comeback players who really just come back to normal. Is that too wordy for a YouTube headline?
I think it's too wordy. Yeah.
Maybe a little wordy.
That's not accurate. Trevis Gipson has never come back to normal. Neither has Dom Robb. Neither has Justin
So do you think
Fields.
Trevis Gipson gets 10 sacks?
No.
That would be a breakout. Let's set the bar higher. Chicago, Seriously.
You just said that DeMarcus Walker had a breakout season last year for the Titans. He went from 2 sacks to 7. Houston to Tennessee.
That's what. But Nick's saying next level DeMarcus Walker.
Yeah, but
He's got to go higher than that. Double-digit sacks.
Right. But if you had predicted last year at this time that DeMarcus Walker was going to have a breakout year in Tennessee on the Tennessee Titans podcast after the season, you would have been looking really good. And that's what I'm doing over here. You're
such
holding
a big breakout year. They let him walk.
You're talking about Pro Bowlers.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we are a ways away from that, Sir Hoge.
I don't think so.
Who?
You don't think Justin Fields could be a Pro Bowler this year?
In the NFC, there's
I think
those
that's
quarterbacks.
Very much. He had like a low-key argument last year when they let Jared Goff and Kirk Cousins in.
Okay.
Carm's about to have a heart attack.
Fields is a nuanced candidate when you're talking about like being a Pro Bowl player.
30% of me was wondering if you were having a stroke right there.
I kind of am.
Oh no!
Like, because I don't like being put in. Because I don't want to be put in the position where I'm like arguing against Fields. I don't like. It's not fun, and I know that the chat doesn't want it, and I know that Bears fans don't want it in general. However, I don't care if you would be named a Pro Bowl quarterback. And if you had put Justin Fields in here right now, hey Justin, do you think you were a Pro Bowl quarterback last year? What do you think you would say? Absolutely effing not.
Wasn't Daniel Jones a Pro Bowler last year?
Right. I see. I don't care about but like
Tyler Huntley was.
None of that matters.
It does matter because I'm just illustrating the point that it's not that high of a bar. Even me saying that. If Justin Fields if he does everything we're asking him to do, and oh by the way, he's like got superstar like just aura around him, he's gonna be in Pro Bowl.
He absolutely can make the Pro Bowl this year. He absolutely can. But when I'm talking about in regards to Fields' breakout, I really don't care about anything other than I want to see, and maybe it won't because Getsy is certainly not giving any indication that they're going to go anywhere away from the run. But I want to see him throw the football. Once we see him win that way, then you can settle in that you have your quarterback for the next decade. If they win a ton of games this year, great. I'll be super excited about it. But if it comes with Fields running the football a ton, it's still gonna be an eggshell feeling of how they're going about it.
I like Yoshino. We should do a bottle of bourbon on this.
What's the bourbon on? That'll make the Pro Bowl?
Yeah.
Ooh. I don't want to bet against Fields to make the Pro Bowl. That sucks. That bet sucks. But I'll do it. Sure. I'll be happy. I'll be happy to give you a bottle of bourbon and say that he made the Pro Bowl. No problem. Let's go to third bottle of bourbon to Hoge.
Okay. Let's go.
On the 12th of June, that bet was made. I have one last breakout candidate, you guys. And I'm going to the first free agent, or I guess technically second, Tremaine Edmunds as being my breakout candidate. And here's why. I know he was a 2-time Pro Bowler there in Buffalo. He had some really good stats, had a lot of tackles while he was playing for the Buffalo Bills. But in 5 total seasons, only 7 total turnovers. 5 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles. We know how much Matt Eberflus, Alan Williams, this Bears defensive coaching staff loves the turnovers. At this Mike linebacker position where he's roaming, will be able to drop back. I like the potential of what a Tremaine Edmunds can do. And I think he's just too talented not to have those numbers go up. In the last 3 seasons, one interception, 0. So I think this is a guy that can create a lot more turnovers in this scheme. I know maybe the defensive talent around him is not as good maybe as it was in Buffalo, but Tremaine Edmunds is a young, talented linebacker, and in that position for this Bears defense, I think he's just going to have a lot more opportunities. So those 7 total turnovers, we're setting the bar high, you guys. Why can't he get 6 this year?
Nuance Nick. Breakout turnover candidate, Tremaine Edmunds. I like
takeaway candidate.
Takeaway. I like
over under. If I set the over under at a half a touchdown for Tremaine Edmunds.
We take the over.
I take the over.
Doesn't have one in his career.
True. Had one in practice.
Bottle of
He's
bourbon.
remarkable. Only 2 forced fumbles in 5 years. And
He's,
they were
I
all
think
as
he's
a rookie.
too talented. I don't know.
He's too talented to force fumbles.
Too talented to not have more. There you go.
It is weird. Wasn't that the knock on Roquan? Roquan's takeaway numbers have to be higher than that. Maybe not from an interception standpoint, but
Check out the news.
All I know is when you see Tremaine Edmunds walk on that football field, you're like, thank God that guy's on our team now.
Yeah.
That
he
dude
is.
is
That's a
massive.
great way to put it because it's like, oh yeah, I want one of those.
yeah, sweet.
Now
Oh,
you,
that's
now
that.
you have one.
49 looks like someone that is not going to embarrass us in any way, shape, or form.
The comment there from Joseph: Edmonds has the chance to be a star in this defense as long as he has the respect and needed vocal leadership. Which, by the way, I'm already feeling.
Yeah.
Like I think that's gonna be the case. He kind of seems to have that natural presence to him, that leadership, and I already, again, it's early, but I feel that respect coming. I feel it from the coaches. I feel it from his teammates. So I tend to agree with that comment.
Before we take a quick moment in time, I want to just shout out Lauren Duplessis, who I think I've never seen. Well, I know I've never seen before in the chat. I don't know if it's her first ever chat. I don't think Carm understands breakout year. Great contribution, Lauren. Welcome to the chat. You fit right in.
Yeah, sure.
Carm's crabby today.
Lauren, subscribe and tell a Duplessis friend to do the same, if you will. Thank you.
We do this thing at home in my silly family that I have called
Yeah.
the crab pot. If you're being crabby, you got to put the crab pot on.
I'm not crabby.
I think we should bring the crab pot in.
I want some crab.
You should have to wear it right now.
I'm in a great mood.
Crab pot, crab pot, crab pot.
Crab pot.
I'm in a great mood. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm super excited about softball tonight. We got, I don't know if it's something to do
All I've
with,
heard about today, softball.
well, I don't know if it's something to do with this Carm-led team, not to pat myself on the back too hard, but I don't remember 15 people wanting to play softball. Now everybody wants to be on this powerhouse team that we're putting together.
I will say, what a bunch of front runners. You guys win one game, now you have 20 people on
The
the
whole
team?
company wants out now. This is unbelievable. God bless them.
I was there since the beginning.
You guys 1-1?
Uno and uno.
Uno and uno.
Same.
Intern
I'm on
Mike
it
is
now.
1-0.
Mike,
Yeah, same.
our guy, who you can't see right now,
Who
walked
played-
in here last week. I think that was his first day.
Correct.
Comes out to softball. Apparently was the greatest player of all time.
Played center, played third, hit in the middle of the order, brought great energy. I mean, that's just, you just came out and made a contribution. That's what this team's all about. That's what my leadership brings. Nick.
Hey, I'm following your leadership, Mark. I'm ready.
I mean,
Go 2-0.
I think that's a sign for you.
I know. I was just trying to.
Now, listen.
There's been a lot of talk about leaders in this episode, so I was just
There was.
yeah. Cram pod. Well said. Cram pod.
I'm with Chris Raines. Carm with the charm. That's my guy.
Ooh,
He's
That's
got
my
charm.
guy.
it's a good ring to it.
He's got charm.
Me and Kari are back in action. Kari, I got it. You hold me to a standard.
Well-
you are my North Star.
Well, while you guys are enjoying your victory tonight, because I can already see it coming.
Yeah, that's right.
Ooh.
Yep.
We're going out to
What
watch
do you
the
play tonight?
Chirp. I don't know who Chirp is, but Chirp's going down. Just like when Angola was playing the U.S. basketball team in 1992, when Charles Barkley said, "I don't know who Angola is, but I know Angola's in trouble." Same thing with you, Chirp. You're gonna be chirping tonight. No chirp.
I
Chirp.
believe it's Chicago Independent Radio is part of the
Whatever.
acronym there. I'm not sure.
It sounds like a
I'm
victory.
sure they're great people. They're 2-1.
Yeah, they're good.
They're better than us. So great.
Oh, I was talking a lot of shit there for a team that.
Chirp.
Okay.
Every time I get a hit
Well,
tonight. That's what I'm doing.
regardless, you guys all win your game and then go out celebrate with Goose Island Beer Company. The beer of victory. Chicago's beer since 1988. They have the Goose IPA, 6-time medal winner, the Great American Beer Fest. Always in style with citrus aroma and a bold hop finish. Tropical beer hug if you want to get really celebratory after the win. Give yourself a big tropical beer hug, Carm.
We could be a little too confident right now. I'm worried about
Sounds
myself.
like it.
Chirp.
Well, you know what? Even if you
Losers.
lose, I recommend the full pocket pills.
Yep.
There we go.
We win either way.
Yeah.
It's just a good tasting beer if you win or lose. It's an everyday beer. It's what the Brewers are drinking. Not the Milwaukee Brewers, but the people who brew the Brewers. Yeah. Grab Ultra Fresh Brewery exclusive beers at Goose Island's original brew house on Clybourne Avenue in Lincoln Park, or from their tap room on Fulton Street in Westtown. Goose Island Beer Company, Chicago's beer.
We're going to bring the energy tonight, you guys, and we're going to start by doing that with ComEd. The ComEd Energy Efficiency Program is committed to helping families and businesses in the communities they serve, helping manage energy usage and lower energy bills now and into the future.
That is right, Nick. ComEd offers a wide variety of incentives on lighting and other efficiency upgrades to commercial, industrial, and public sector customers of all sizes across the territory. ComEd also offers free facility assessments that can help find energy-saving opportunities, like for HVAC systems, commercial kitchen equipment, or industrial processes.
Mark, how does that all work?
Well, Nick, you get an authorized engineer who's going to work with you to develop a detailed assessment plan. It'll be specific to your goals and needs, so get those ready, get those out there. Tell them what you want to do. And this, of course, can be done in person or virtually. It does last about 2 hours, so prepare for that. Within 3 to 4 weeks, you're going to get a detailed energy report. We'll give you the efficiency projects that they can start working on immediately. Each recommendation does include estimated energy savings, cost savings, project costs, potential incentives, and a simple payback. If you own a business, don't wait. Get started saving money and energy today. For energy-saving tips, lighting incentives, or to schedule your free facility assessment, go to ComEd.com/poweringbiz.
Mark, did you say ComEd.com/poweringbiz?
You bet your sweet bippy I did. ComEd.com/poweringbiz. Schedule it today. Boom. Chirp, chirp. Let's go.
Hey, do you know which team ranked 8th in the NFL last year in offensive plays of 30 or more yards?
I'm going to go out
This
on
team, more than your Josh Allen-led Buffalo Bills, more than the Dolphins with Mike McDaniel.
Stick it, Tua.
My leader, Mike McDaniel,
Okay.
with that offense.
Yeah.
More than that team up north that used to have that quarterback named Aaron Rodgers.
Losers.
Considerably more than that team.
Who's that
More
guy?
than the Dallas Cowboys. More than the Justin Herbert-led Chargers.
You tell me
Good
the Bears
offenses.
were 8th in plays over how many yards?
30.
Or more yards.
I mean, that's
The
just...
Bears were 8th last season. So despite all those horrible numbers that you brought up earlier in the last segment, which, if we did a breakdown of how many of these 27 offensive plays that gained 30 more yards, I'm assuming like 20 of them are rushing plays. That being said, that's where the Bears were despite all of the, struggles at times on offense. They were 8th. The leader on the list, San Francisco with 33, Kansas City with 32. I mean, the Bears only had 5 fewer 30-plus yard plays than the Kansas City Chiefs last year. It's another way to think about it. Philly had 30. Seattle had 29. Denver somehow had 29.
Oof.
That's a
How?
horrible team. And then there's a team that had 28 that's interesting to me. One spot ahead of the Bears. That's the Carolina Panthers.
Again,
And
maybe
I haven't had time to dive into this, but I would guess of those 28 explosive plays,
I wonder who.
I think number 2 may have had a lot of those, and I think Dante Foreman might have had a lot of those
Yeah.
combined. And now both of those players are on the Chicago Bears.
Deontay Foreman had, I think, top 5 explosive runs last season. Again, for the Carolina Panthers. They have a good offensive line, but the 2 guys that are probably most associated with getting those, 28 explosive plays, they're now Chicago Bears.
By the way, this is all courtesy of Warren Sharp on Twitter. He put this out there yesterday.
Thank you, Warren. Good work. Look, Justin Fields, only player in NFL history to rush for 150 yards in a game and throw for 3 touchdowns and rush for a touchdown. All right? Justin Fields, longest rush ever by a Bears quarterback, 61 yards. Longest touchdown run by a Bears quarterback. Also, that was over Bobby Douglas. First player in NFL history with 3 touchdown passes and 140-plus rushing yards in a game. I mean, that stat is all about the potential greatness of the great Justin Fields.
Well, to what you just said, and then here's Keith's super chat here for $5. Fields will pass more simply because the O-line is better. 2022, 125 pass plays turned into 70 scrambles and 55 sacks, which is incredible.
Keith, we should pay you for that chat. It's a good point.
That's a great nugget there. I also think the Bears are going to have more plays this year. And that's something to consider. You can have the same ratio, the same style. If you just have more plays, you're going to have more yards. That's how it works.
Yep.
So, and I do think the Bears are primed to control the ball and have more plays overall. The things you just said, Carm, the amount of somewhat random records that seem like every week there's that graphic on the screen in the fourth quarter or even the third quarter sometimes. Justin Fields, first quarterback to do this, whether it's Bears history or NFL history.
Most rushing yards in a game by Bears quarterback, 178, Justin Fields.
You know why? Because he's just a unique player. He's doing things that other quarterbacks haven't been able to do. So we don't need to pigeonhole him into this quarterback that needs to throw for 4,000 yards every year. He may do it eventually, but this is about getting first downs and ultimately getting touchdowns. That's how you win games. And I think that that's where, yes, this is always sort of a nuanced conversation. It should be because it's quarterback play in the United States of America, and that's the conversations we always constantly have, what market we're in. But it's just about moving the football ultimately. And I think that the people that shit on Justin Fields all the time, like, they're looking too much at those numbers, those passing numbers, and not enough at the tape and what he was actually doing last season. And I just think that there's going to be progression. There's certainly different levels of advancement that we might see this year or development. It might be a little bit. It might be a lot.
Do you think that Fields can be better than Lamar?
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, who won the MVP.
For one season, for this season?
For one season.
I think he has that talent.
Yes,
I do. I think he's capable. I'm not, be clear, I'm not predicting that. I'm saying he is capable of doing that.
So I'm just a reference point. When Lamar won the MVP in 2019, he threw for 3,127 yards, which is not, it's not
it's not like
it's not over
number.
the top. But he also that year he threw 36 touchdown passes, 6 interceptions.
That's crazy.
36-6, and you know what he ran for that year?
Probably close to 1,000.
1,206 yards. That is an insane year of football.
He's the
insane.
entire offense,
But it also was proven to be not sustainable.
Correct.
Exactly, yeah.
Correct.
So-
He's been nowhere close to that
That
since.
model, like,
That's why I said for 1 year.
Yeah, but I'd rather have consistency and no MVPs, quite frankly. Than,
Right. So
Yeah.
to argue against you, because I love to,
Yeah.
every now and then at least, there's no way that Fields is ever doing that for 1 year, but he can have a much more stable career than what Lamar's had. I think that's a very fair argument. Like
that'd be best for the Bears.
He's
You know?
I would, is he ever going to go 36 touchdown passes, 6 interceptions, 3,000 plus yards, 1,200 on the ground? That's insane. That is an all-time great year in the history of the league.
Yeah.
But can he be somebody who puts up less numbers than that, but is very consistent year after year, and can use his legs and his arm and his intelligence and put it all together and be just, a top 15 up higher quarterback? I think he can.
Again, I think that's best interest for the Bears because I think if you're rushing for that much yards, you're more susceptible to the hits, and you're not guaranteed to be out there and playing on Sundays that's how you have to get your yards every week. So I think it would just be in the best interest of the Bears if he can just be more consistent, not have those crazy numbers, but he is, like Adam said earlier, he's different. He's different than a lot of these other quarterbacks in terms of what he's capable of doing physically.
And a reminder here, the CHGO Bears offseason coverage is brought to you by the Kmet Energy Efficiency Program. Learn more at kmet.com/poweringbiz. Do we have any more super chats or anything? Close out? All right. Well,
Nope, that's it.
That's
Chris Raines, if you could put in the chat your Bears history, first year as a fan, favorite game type of thing. Same thing with Lauren, who we talked to earlier. I'd like to get to know you guys.
Go in the Discord. Become a diehard.
And yeah, become a
part of the
diehard.
community.
Yes.
All part of the community here. So
Let's go diehard. I'm spending my afternoon on Discord, at least part of it. I'll be hanging out. Let's go.
You going to be there?
I'll be there
All right.
right after the show. Let's chill. Get myself ready for softball tonight.
Good luck with softball.
maybe some
Got
ping
Carmel
pong.
summer camp starting later today. We got the Vernon Hills White Sox big game.
Hollenbeck wants your full list there, buddy. Do you have all your
I
candidates?
gave my full list. I don't have 5 because I was going true breakout guys.
Take that, Carm.
I think ping pong.
No one
needs
said
to
it had to
played
be
after
5.
this.
Oh,
We said we'd give 5 as a show.
as a show.
Yeah, 5 breakout candidates. It's the headline of the show, not
Okay.
15.
Okay.
I think I may have written it differently in the description.
I mean,
That's okay.
We
it's,
gave 5
I
breakout
mean, you
candidates.
titled today's show 5 Bears players primed for breakout season. So technically you're right, but I think you took the easy way out. It just soft.
What are you talking about? I told you Justin Fields is going to be a Pro Bowler.
I mean,
Nobody
was
had
hot.
a bigger breakout candidate than me.
You couldn't delve deep into a Kindle Vildor as a possible breakout candidate. Throw Vildor some love rather than just pigeonholing him into the third cornerback spot.
So make up things I don't believe?
Yes.
No.
No, it's not make up things you don't believe. It's lean into optimism and become sunshine.
I did that with the quarterback, and then you responded with 200 negative stats.
I don't know if I can call you the mansion anymore.
Did I watch the same show as everyone else?
Chris,
Bears fan
says,
since birth, 1982. I love this, Reigns. Favorite game is Bears Super Bowl versus Patriots. What? You were 3. That's amazing. Favorite players are Peyton and Singletary. Name my son Peyton after Walter.
that's a true
Reigns was
fan.
just out of the womb and ready.
I was going to say,
Yep.
That's elite, Reigns.
I want to challenge Reigns. Who remembers that? Who remembers the Super Bowl better?
Well,
3-year-old or me?
I
Not
know,
born.
but he probably had the VHS copy and watched it 20 times growing up.
You don't even respect the Super Bowl shuffle to the level that you need to respect it to.
That's BS. I have exactly what he's talking about, a VHS copy of the Super
See,
Bowl.
look at that. He said, I got the VHS
Can you
tape
do
and
one
watched it
verse of
repeatedly."
anyone in the Super Bowl shuffle?
No, I don't care about Super Bowl shuffle. I care about them winning the Super Bowl. We have all heard you sing the song 1,000 times.
And no singing on the show, Carm.
What
Sorry.
was the final in the NFC Championship game, Mr. 1985?
What was the final in the NFC
Yeah,
Championship
Bears.
game?
Yes. Who'd they play?
The Rams.
No touchdowns.
Okay. What was the final?
Are you Googling it right now as you ask me the question?
No, I would
You're
never.
so full of shit. You're Googling the question that you're trying to challenge me.
I'm not.
That you are holding over.
I'm not.
me. Yes, you are.
Did the Rams score or did they not score?
No, they didn't score. It was like either 28 or 33 to nothing, something like that.
I didn't remember. It was 24-zip.
24.
Okay.
I thought it was 20. Honestly, I thought it was 23.
I just have the image of Wilbur Marshall in the snow running back.
What was the Giants score?
20. Zip.
21.
21 zip.
21. I had 20 in my head, so I was off a
how
point.
old were you?
Older than you.
Yeah.
How old was I in
I was negative
on
3 months
January,
old.
January
So
5th
you
of-
should know more about that.
January 5th of 1986. It's 12, damn it.
Crab pot. Crab pot. Crab pot.
I want some crab.
All right, let's wrap this.
Bye.
Steven says, I remember telling my dad stories of him and his buddies downing drinks for the Bears touchdowns in the Super Bowl. They ended up so drunk they were drinking at replays because they couldn't tell them apart.
Wow,
That's
awesome.
Bears players were Bears fans in New Orleans were throwing them beers on the sidelines in the fourth quarter.
That sounds awesome. Wow. That sounds good.
That team was
Next level.
All right, guys.
the greatest team
Let's have,
ever.
let's have more of that this year.
Ditka.
How about that?
Beer Stone.
I got a good Ditka story next time.
We're back tomorrow. It'll be a 4:00 show tomorrow after we are out at House Hall.
Should have led the show with that. 4-4-1 next 3 days. 4-4-1.
Oh, I thought you were predicting your softball record.
Wow.
No, we're not going to lose another game all year.
We're gonna go
There
undefeated.
you go. 4:00 tomorrow, recapping Bears minicamp. And make sure you check out our Father's Day sale, CHGO Locker. Last day to get those orders in if you want to guarantee Father's Day delivery. Buy one, get one half off all CHGO shirts. It's going until the 18th, so you have plenty of time if you just want to get in on the sale and take advantage of it. But if you want delivery by Father's Day coming up this weekend, you got to get those orders in today.
How about Lauren?
Yeah.
She's freaking awesome. Watch you guys all the time, just not live. I'm in South Africa. Became a Justin Fields fan because of Netflix and Now a Bear. Great show as always. Lauren, thank you so
amazing.
much. That's
Appreciate
awesome. Thanks for jumping in today.
We love seeing new viewers, new listeners every single day. Please help spread the word. Hit that like button. Hit subscribe. Better yet, send a link to the show to a friend. Text them. Say, hey, Bears fan. It's a great show. Come check us out. Help us grow the show. We appreciate you. We're back tomorrow. Bears mini camp around 4 o'clock. We'll talk to you then.